Hey everyone, Harry here to talk about the Trump lawyer TV blitz over the weekend and the apparent defense that's shaping up. That and also the skirmish, the first skirmish in Judge Chutkan's court. Okay, lots happening in the few days since the indictment. Let's start with discovery. So the United States, as it did in Mar-a-Lago, has their ducks in a row. Here's a big pile of evidence that says that they want to give over to Trump. And that probably includes, at least it did in Mar-a-Lago, all kinds of information about who testified in the grand jury. Because notice one thing about that indictment. There's very little that's new from the January 6th committee. And yet we know that he had witness after witness. So he really has not revealed his hand very much, Jack Smith, in terms of how he's going to prosecute this case. But when he gives this piles of paper over to Trump, much more, right now at the beginning of a criminal case, Trump has a right to receive his own statements, any kind of pictures and videos and the like. But he's, I think, planning to give a lot more and simply saying, look, we'll give it to you tomorrow, but we need a protective order. You get this stuff because you're a criminal defendant, not to selectively turn around and try to litigate in the public sphere. And it shows a lot about just how contrary and meritless, Trump's defenses are going to be, that he's resisting this, partly, I guess, for delay, but he says, we want to be able to, the way they're framing it, let the press know about this information. So he's actually asserting a right to selectively leak information he's getting for one reason and one reason only, because he needs it to prepare his own case. But he wants to use it and have it be part and parcel of his kind of litigation in the public sphere, which is really his one best hope for getting out of this, is somehow jujitsuing the whole effort and making it into something that's a campaign advantage for him. But so you have him actually pushing back on an effort to give him the information. They said, we'll give this all to you now and under this protective order, and then you can move to modify the protective order. But whatever it is, they're going to be against it, at least in the public sphere. So that was half of what John Lauro had to do, the protective order. And the other is he just said again and again and again as to every misdeed by Trump in the indictment, the, virtual gun to the head of Mike Pence saying, and then the exhortation to a bloodthirsty crowd to hang him. So the John Lauro blitz going on 5 different TV stations and stating this claim, it's all just asks. It's just aspirational. Could you pretty please violate the Constitution? Man, is this a deeply muddled argument. First, on the facts, we know that the pressure campaign was hardly aspirational. It was Trump at his most overbearing to both Raffensperger and Pence. But that's so beside the point. Raffensperger and Pence are not the victims of the crimes charged in the indictment. The crimes charged in the indictment are conspiracies, meaning agreements to do something unlawful, and then some act in furtherance of it. And what are those unlawful things? They are substituting false electors, Trump electors, for the genuine ones that were Biden electors. They are efforts to push back and impede the actual certification proceeding, which Lauro bizarrely basically copped to, said, well, he was just asking for a little delay, as in a delay that violates the Electoral Count Act and would be illegal as an effort to try to forestall everything on January 6th. So his all aspiration idea, it doesn't hold up under the facts. It doesn't hold up under the law. It's quite clear that whatever whatever reason you're doing it, et cetera, you can't try to just break the law the way Trump is alleged to have done. So it leaves open a question. Is he trying to just try a totally bogus case that he knows isn't the real case in the court of a public opinion Is he trotting out different theories, even though they're, dead bang losers? What's he up to? And we don't know, but it sure doesn't seem like very effective lawyering. Now, and a final point here with the events of the January 6th litigation, which is just getting underway and kind of with a bullet, as they say in the music industry. He asked for, it's always more time, and he asked for more time to answer the motion for a protective order by the DOJ. He just wanted a few more days to do that. She said no. Over the weekend, he asked for it Saturday. She said no, and it is due at the end of the day, Monday. Today, as we tape, we'll come back to you after they do go through. But they have these strategic decisions to make now in front of a judge. They don't really know too well. Do they, try to say something outlandish, as they did with Eileen Cannon, a judge they did know pretty well? Oh, don't even set a date, or, set one after the election? Or do they have to understand that they're risking being completely ignored and made irrelevant? And if the United States, says something like January, they need to say something like August, whatever. They need to play ball or not. So that's going to be a big issue. We're going to see what they have to say at 5 o'clock. We're going to see their arguments for wanting to avoid a protective order. And, there's no legitimate reason that they should be able to try their case in the public sphere and take discovery given to them because he's a criminal defendant and just use it selectively. So we'll see what he could possibly say about that. The U.S. will respond to it, and we'll see under what terms she grants them use of discovery. But I think it will be with a pretty good and tight protective order. And then coming up very soon is first the United States and then Trump's suggestions of an overall schedule and a hearing at the end of the month for Chutkan to actually set one. So this is moving quickly in a way that's adverse to Trump, who would like it to drag on. And the indications are that both Jack Smith and Tanya Chutkan are sort of primed for it when he tries to do delays, even a little bit of delays, and they push back and hard. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.